So in this video we're going to answer this exam question. So it says expand and simplify. So it's an algebraic style operation. So expand and simplify this expression here. So we've got two brackets. So it's two factors. We've got to find the product. And it's root 10 plus root 2 times root 15 minus root 3. Okay, now before we go any further, let's have a look at the examiner's remarks on this question. And it says many candidates showed ability in expanding brackets. So that's clearly what we've got to do. We've got to multiply all these terms out, either foiling or using grid method. And that was reasonably well done by the looks of it. But there were some sign errors. So this is, I think, mistaking the plus and minus signs or getting those wrong. Or errors in one of the terms. Having expanded correctly, a lot of candidates then eliminated the middle terms. This is presumably the foiling. But some wrote 150 minus root 30 plus root 30. So that's the elimination of those middle terms. Minus root 6. They got that as root 144, which isn't correct. And others wrote 150 minus root 6 equals 144. Root 144, often leading to a root 12 times root 12, okay, which is incorrect. Weaker candidates added together the root 10 plus the root 2 to give root 12, and they subtracted root 3 from root 15 to give root 12, which of course neither of which you can do. However, some obtained then from doing this 2 root 3 times 2 root 3, which got them 4 root 6. Coincidentally giving the correct answer from incorrect working. And finally it says some candidates who obtained root 150 minus root 6, which is correct up to now, then made the mistake of, well, they got this right. We got 5 root 6 minus root 6, but they gave the answer of 5 root 6 for some reason. So they didn't subtract the root 6 from the 5 root 6, and so they got the wrong answer that way. Okay, so lots of mistakes, quite a lot of misconceptions there that are underlying those mistakes. So what do you actually do, and how do you answer a question like this? Well, let's start with a few insights. I said that we can use grid method or that we can use foiling. Let's just have a look at grid method here. So grid method would be when we're just making a rough, very sketchy grid here. And if we put our root 10 here and our root 2 here, and then our root 15 at the top here, and minus root 3 there, then we would multiply out there. So we'll do that in a moment. But that would be one way of doing it. What I'm going to do, in fact, I think, is this. We're going to, as it were, foil it. But instead of first, then the outer and inner, and then the last, I'm going to choose to do the last second. So we'll do it in this order. So in other words, if I look at my grid, we're going to do this one and then the root 2 times the minus root 3 there, and then the middle terms will be these diagonals here, which we'll do last. Okay, well, I think we're ready just to give this a go, so let's write it out then. So we've got, let's rewrite the whole thing again. We've got root 10 times root 2, and in the second set of brackets we've got root 15 minus root 3. Okay, when we multiply out now, we're going to start with the first, so root 10 times root 15. Now, one key insight here can be gained from thinking about the rules of indices. So root 10 can also be written 10 to the power half. So we've got 10 to the power half times 15 to the power half. And if you like, the fourth rule of indices is that you can then simply multiply out if the indices are the same. In other words, if we've got a half here and a half here, which of course we have with surds, then I can simply make this 10 times 15, which is 150 to the power half, and that of course is root 150. So let's do that. Root 10 times root 15 is root 150. That's the first one done. Now I'm going to do this, the last. So I've got root 2 times minus root 3, so be careful with these signs here. So that's going to be negative root 2 times 3, 6. And then I've got root 2 times root 15, and I've got root 10 times minus root 3. So this is how we're going to eliminate these last two. Let's do those in another colour then so that we can see that clearly. So we've got, if we look at the inners here, we've got plus root 30, and the outer terms we've got minus root 30. So those can be eliminated. Okay, now final stage of the process is going to be to expand this root 150. So again, working to one side here, you can see that 150, we're always looking for a square under here so that we can pull out as much as we can outside the radical sign. So we've got, if we think of our squares, we've got 2 times 2 is 4, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared gives us 25, and so clearly there's 25 under here. So we've got root 25, and we've got 6 of those. So 6 times root 25. And this again can be split apart, root 25 times root 6 then. So we can now rewrite this. Root 25 is 5, so we've got 5 square root of 6. So 5 root 6. Subtract our root 6. And we've eliminated these here, so our answer is pretty much there. Equals 5 root 6 minus a root 6. So think of it algebraically as if these are x's. That'd be like 5x minus x gives us 4x, or 4 root 6. So our answer to get our total is 4 root 6.